Assassins of Bishop KP Yohannan planning bench fixing to keep i2i news silent. Good day to all. It's for the first time that i2i news is airing a news content in English. The reason is to address our second generation and younger viewers in the Middle East, Europe, US and Canada who better understand English than Malayalam. We realize and honor their request to air a detailed news about the subject in English. Shortly, we will be coming up with an exclusive English news channel, namely i2i Global. Now, let's come to the point. As we all know that the overseas Malayali Christians who have been cheated by the self-proclaimed Godman KP Yohannan and his collaborators. It was with the solid proof and evidences that we had aired a news report 4 years back predicting that Bishop KP Yohannan's life was under threat once he is back to India from US. Our viewers may recollect that this prediction has come to true once the assets have gone to the hands of his relatives and binamis. KP Yohannan would be murdered. This is what exactly happened on May 8, 2024. He was brutally killed in pre-planned car accident outside his gospelforasia campus at Dallas Wilkers Point on the country road. KP Yohannan has amassed assets worth trillions of dollars from the overseas Christian communities by requesting them to donate at least 10% of their monthly income to gospelforasia. He made them believe that the funds would be utilized for massive conversion of polytheistic Hindus in India and other Asian countries. However, these funds were transferred to various fake charitable trusts that he had formed in Kerala and other states. But in fact, he was investing a major share of this fund in several business ventures, including real estate by purchasing prime properties at all metro cities throughout India and estates at different parts of India. He has constituted more than 25 fake trusts to transfer the funds to India. KP Yohannan, being an American citizen, has relinquished himself and his family members from these trusts to avoid legal complications in future. Instead, he has inducted his close relatives and binamis as trustees. To cover up these underhand operations, he has been lavishly offering money to all the prominent media houses in India, the form of advertisements, paid promotions and sponsorships. He also invested large sums in certain media. He also managed to win the favor of all political parties in India by offering huge election funds for them. After having realized that the central government policy is against the Pentecostal way of functioning and massive religious conversions, KP Yohannan switched his outfits as an Episcopal church and assumed the title as Moranmar Athanasius Johann I overnight. But his name, as appears in the passport and all official documents, is Yohannan Kadapillaril Punnus. Immediately after the death of KP Yohannan on May 8, 2024, i2i News had given a detailed complaint with the supporting documents to the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Central Home Minister, Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Director General of Police, District Police Chief of Pathanamthitta and Station House Officer Tiruvalla. However, sijopandapallil, formerly a pastor of Assemblies of God and driver of KP Yohannan, who is the kingpin behind the suspicious death of KP Yohannan, and his gang filed more than 7 non-bailable cases against i2i News and I. Somehow, they have managed to get a verdict from the Trivandrum Sessions Court to prevent i2i News from airing any news about the incident about the Believers Church. Followed to this, I, as the managing editor of i2i News, had kept away from my home and office about 1.5 months to avoid arrest. The strange and unprecedented verdict was that i2i News should not give any sort of news content on gospelforasia, Believers Church or Bishop KP Yohannan and other bishops until the investigations on the complaint filed by the i2i News to Director General of Police are over. The verdict is absolutely unconstitutional and against the freedom of expression, especially to a journalist, as is guaranteed in the Constitution of India. Challenging this verdict, i2i News has approached the Honorable High Court of Kerala and got a providential verdict from the Honorable Justice Bechukurianthomas. This verdict was a historical one which upheld the sanctity of judiciary and freedom of expression and was widely discussed in the media on pan-India basis. Now, all that options to silence i2i News have become ineffective. The notorious gang behind the murder of KP Yohannan is all set to finish me once and for all. Several attempts of assault and murder were staged against me during the recent time, but I survived somehow. Now, as the last resort, we got information from reliable source that they are planning to obtain a stay order against the High Court's verdict in favor of i2i News by way of bench fixing at New Delhi through a national member of Nunapaksha Morcha and advocate of Iriti native as the mediator. Even though we won't take these rumors in their face value, we firmly believe in justice. While the earlier state BJP presidents were keeping away from the controversial affairs of KP Yohannan and his pseudo-spirituality, but now some prominent BJP leaders in the state and center are also extending support to this connection. BJP leaders in the state and center are also extending support in this connection and help them to regain the frozen FCRAs of gospelforasia and other fake trusts. By helping this spiritual mafia, BJP as a party is not going to gain any mileage, but the individuals involved might. Ignoring the resentments of RSS in this aspect, the stand taken by these BJP leaders has reflected in the recent Lok Sabha elections, especially in the setback faced by the party in Kerala, especially in Pathanamthitta. Whatever be the outcome, as a socially responsible media person, I firmly believe it's my moral duty to make the world story known to all, especially the overseas viewers of i2i News. These being the facts, may I urge all to keep fingers crossed that everything ends well and to pray for the justice and truth to prevail. Thank you all.
i2i News, an eye for truth. i2i News സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ലാത്തവർ ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യുക. നോട്ടിഫിക്കേഷൻ ലഭിക്കുവാൻ ബെൽ ബട്ടണും അമർത്തുക.